There'll always be the argument that video games are meant to be played for fun. Believe me, some of it's a lot of fun. Video games are meant to be played at home, relaxing, on a couch, amongst friends, and they are, and that's fun. But competitive gaming, when you want to attach your name to a world record, when you want your name written into history, you have to pay the price.
With this, it's just like me and the machine. Doesn't matter if you let me down or someone else doesn't come through. I can always go out there. I'm in control.
I'm glad you touched on this. We have enough tape. This is important. Everybody, even grandma, games, meaning checkers, cards, if not now, in the past. Show me even a frickin' nun or a hermit who hasn't done cards or checkers.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I play video games, which I think is far superior an addiction than any of those other ones.
I wanted to be a hero. I wanted to be the center of attention. I wanted the glory, I wanted the fame, I wanted the pretty girls come up and say, "Hi, I see that you're good at Centipede."
I had somebody draw an analogy for me once that I always remembered. The top French pilot in World War I shot down 24 enemy planes. The top American pilot, you don't know his name, do you? Nobody does, but it's Eddie Rickenbacker. Shot down 26 enemy planes. The German ace, the Red Baron, everyone knows who the Red Baron is. That's because he shot down 87 enemy planes. I mean, he was the best. There's a level of difference between people, and it translates into some games.
Donkey Kong and Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man and Galaga and Defender, these are the games that caught the public eye. These are the games people cared about. And so if you want to be known as being world class, you got to master one of those games.
I like the simplicity of it. And that's what you'll probably hear from a lot of people that like retro games, is that it's the simplicity.
Those games challenge eye-hand coordination, mind-body coordination, fast reaction time, and comprehensive thinking on a level that modern games don't.
Memorization and pattern recognition is key.
Because for you to get a single point further in an old game from the early 80s meant a tremendous increase of skill.
If you do not know the next pattern coming up in a Tron light cycle event, you will lose your life.
Only the diehards, who for some reason really love those games, continue to stick with them.
But what we've done is had the mayor tie off the entire street so that Life magazine can come to town and photograph the world's greatest video game players who've been flown in especially for this Life photographic session. All these great superstars are coming from North Carolina, California, Canada, many other places to be photographed as the official world champions on many different games.
That was the first time two world-class players went head-to-head for a competition, was Life magazine.
Without a doubt, I met players that were amongst the best in the world, and maybe even would say or do whatever they could to make people believe they were the best in the world.
Well, at that time, he was the world record holder on Centipede. But also at that time, he's the world record holder on Donkey Kong. But we didn't know that because someone else was invited there from Kansas City, who, because of a claim they had made, it was presumed that they were the Donkey Kong champion.
Donkey Kong was the one that I first lied about.
But he had submitted a bogus score, and I finally met him there at Life magazine, and I finally sat down to play him.
We had not been there long, and Bill said, "Come on, let's play."
I went in the arcade and sat down with Donkey Kong and I beat him to a pulp.
Well, I was better than the best, and I got 200,000 against Bill. Bill got 800,000 on his first man in that game. He shellacked me. He shellacked me.
Basically, he walked away with his head down and humbled, and that brought him to the truth, and from there we worked together.
Well, the Bible, Proverbs says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Bill made me a better person, and did so by basically making me confess.
I've pointed out to Steve that he's the person he is today because he came under the wrath of Bill Mitchell.
And in front of the 19 top players in the nation, actually North America, he did the highest Donkey Kong score possible and also found out that the game ends on the 22nd board.
Since I so-called debuted on the scene at Life magazine in 1982, there hasn't been anybody who's played even close.
When Billy Mitchell walks into an arcade, you know, everything stops. There's electricity around Billy Mitchell. Everybody wants to crowd around him. Everybody wants to see him.
You know, everything about him is perfect. You know, Billy is just that person, you know, he wants to represent.
If you could hack into the machine and program it to play itself, you couldn't even program it that well.
There's a glamour to Billy. There's a specialness to Billy. He was the first. He was the first great player.
The fact of the matter is, Bill is the best classic arcade gamer of our era.
It's actually carved a part of my personality that benefits me every day. I mean, a burning passion never to settle for what I have. In my business, in my family, that's what competitive gaming has done for me.
He's a winner. Billy Mitchell is absolutely a winner.
It's sort of like being in a maze, but everything you see is actually sauce. The all-around most seasoned person in the hot sauce chicken wing industry, yeah, for sure, me. There's the production end of it, there's the preparation. When there's the sales end of it, there's not somebody who encompasses all of those areas like me that I've ever met.
He sells his hot sauce, he sells himself.
Because he's so charming and such a good ambassador for all gaming, because he's positive, there's no reason, in my opinion, why Billy Mitchell couldn't end up on a Wheaties box someday.
The video arcade classic has finally been conquered. On July 4th at a New Hampshire arcade, 34-year-old Billy Mitchell became the first person to master Pac-Man by recording the first ever perfect game.
Billy Mitchell, primo joystick dude, amazing in the maze, he ain't gonna lose.
To get through every board, getting every dot, every energizer, every ghost that's applicable to reach to the final 256 screen without dying, it's impressive in its own right.
The success of this was not just because someone got a perfect Pac-Man score, but because Billy Mitchell got a perfect Pac-Man score.
Blue man in the corridors singing the blues, a perfect game goes down. Billy's on the move.
If I have all this good fortune, if everything's rolling my way, if all these balls have bounced in my favor, there's some poor bastard out there who's getting the screws put to him.
When I got laid off and I had time on my hands, I was thinking, well, what can I do to kind of feel like I have control of something? So I looked at Twin Galaxies. I typed in Donkey Kong World Record, and some spreadsheet came up, and I saw what the score was. It was held by Billy Mitchell, and it was like 874,000. I go, hey, I can beat that. Almost there.
I mean, I'm not the kind of wife that's needy that I need him sitting on the couch with me every night. I don't need that. What I need is him in the house helping me with the kids, or I need him being with the kids. So he would want to come out here and play, and that would drive me crazy. Because he is definitely OCD. When he is obsessed on something, he is so focused, and I have to be like, hello. So then I just said, you have to do it at night.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I dreamed of, being a musician for a living. That's what my dream was.
He was brought up to be that he was smart, he was an athlete, he was talented, and for whatever reason, he could never get those to fit.
Steve was one of the original starving grunge bands here in Seattle, just starving. The only people who came to see him was us.
With his music, it's almost like he didn't want people to know he was doing it. He's a total paradox that way.
He has maybe a little social hang-ups here and there that haven't allowed him to be as successful on one end as in other ends.
We got to the state finals, and Steve couldn't pitch.
I've probably seen Steve with tears in his eyes more than any other guy I know because of the frustration that would build in him, and half the time it was on the pitcher's mound.
He had hurt his arm. I had pitched him too much. I was the manager of the team.
It was a chance for him to shine in front of thousands of people.
That killed him, that he couldn't pitch, because it's that competitiveness in him.
I envisioned him as an engineer at Boeing.
My dad worked at Boeing for 30-some years, and the plan was to go to Boeing and be a lifer, like as they call them. But things didn't work out.
I don't know if he told you that he was laid off the day we signed papers in our house. Yeah.
He never has quite reached that pinnacle. He never quite, in any of his endeavors, was regaled as the #1 guy, the guy that was better than the rest and was on top of the mountain.
Oh, he's just come up short in a lot of things in his life, and I just think, nobody wants to do that all the time.
It has my high scores saved on there from last.
What plunged me into competitive gaming, never to come out, was Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. Well, that was the first ever Mario game. The whole thing is a construction site. It's all these girders and elevators with ladders going from one girder to the next. The whole goal the whole time is to get past the obstacles that Kong is throwing at you and get the girl.
Well, Donkey Kong, without question, is the hardest game.
It's ridiculously difficult on the first screen.
Donkey Kong is releasing these barrels. You got to jump over the barrels, you got to duck the barrels, you can grab a hammer and hammer the barrels.
Okay, the secret about the barrel board is you can actually control the barrels. It's right at above this ladder. You'll do a quick left and then a hard right turn. See how it went down? Went down again.
And you've got to get past all the barrels, the fireballs, get up the ladders, and get up to Fay Ray. And as soon as you get to her, Donkey Kong takes her away to the next level.
The average Donkey Kong game doesn't last a minute. It's absolute brutality.
Each of the 18 elevator boards represents the greatest challenge in video game playing.
The average gamer on Donkey Kong will never get past the 3rd elevator stage.
Just the slightest touch from one of these springs kills you. There's no hammer for them, there's no way to defeat them. All you can do is avoid them, that's it.
Okay, the secret to the 3rd elevators is knowing which spring to go on. And then knowing which spring to move up the ladder on, and recognizing when you must retreat.
If you don't time it just exactly right, you will die.
It boils down to hardcore skill.
So I go on that one because it lined up with the dashed line. Now I'm waiting for one to line up with the solid line there.
I I have said from the day I met Steve that his talent is in his hands. He pitched, he was a basketball. He's a phenomenal drawer. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures that he's drawn, but he's very artistic.
It's operating on some subconscious level with him, I think.
When we were driving to Kansas or whatever, family trips, he'd sit there and for 100 miles would bang his head, you know, 4/4 time against the back of the seat.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, I've often thought that he maybe is a little autistic, that he's just that obsessive compulsive, because he would get something in his mind. He wanted to play drums, and I don't even know where he got that idea.
This is Derek's drum set, and it's not too bad. It does the trick.
The actual gameplay involves so much eye-hand coordination, mind-body coordination, fast reaction time, comprehensive thinking, such a high level of precise execution, so much skill, involves so much learning. You have to have deep, comprehensive intelligence.
For years and years, it was believed that Billy's record of 874,000 in 1982 was really the highest score anyone would ever get. And in fact, some of us have played this game every day or every week or every month since then, and no one's gotten close to that.
No one across that big length of time will ever be able to beat his world record.
Derek, look. You're on TV. See yourself? Say hi.
No.
I was having the game of my life. I think I got 600,000, and I hadn't died yet. And when I start hearing some noises coming down the stairs, screaming.
I don't believe this is happening, guys. Wipe your bottom? I will in a second, bud.
What?
Okay, bring me some toilet paper, buddy. Derek, I'm gonna get the world record, Derek. Derek, I'm gonna get the world record.
Don't wait.
Derek. Derek! You stop it!
And it's all on tape, and that's the tape I had to send into the Twin Galaxies.
Everything I'm all about by practicing transcendental meditation. And I like to see that mirrored in the way I apply myself to the video game world, and that I seek to find champions and watch them grow and become even greater as they begin to unfold more and more of their full potential, which is what we do when we do TM.
If Walter, through all these years, all the way since 1982, hadn't continued as a labor of love, then there would be no central organization for competitive video game playing.
Why do we do it? Because we actually love this, because we enjoy this, we're fascinated by this. It's just something in our genes that my group, Twin Galaxies, raised the banner high to do this and move organized video game playing into the future.
Walter opened the door to truly, I was going to say international, but at the very least, national competitive gaming.
We just happened to call it Twin Galaxies. The name burst into my brain.
Walter Day didn't do that by accident, didn't get lucky. He created his own empire.
Join us again for Video Game News Update. I'm Walter Day at the Twin Galaxies International Scoreboard. It's been a wearying thing being the scorekeeper because everybody picks on me, you know. Because I'm the man, you know. I'm a police officer.
Video games need a guy like Bush who will say, look, this is the way we're going to do it. This is the rule. And if you don't like it, tough. You've got to have that. If you didn't have that in the NFL, who'd win? How do you declare a champion unless there are rules, and if you break them, you lose? The best features about him are also his biggest downfall. People could have just run over him because he's so nice.
Twin Galaxies survives because people like Walter, people like Robert Murzak, people like me, who participate all for a passion of competitive gaming. Nobody draws a paycheck.
I don't see details anymore. I see big pictures, you know? I see the big concept that lies behind the whole issue, and then I tweak that. I can't do details and details. Twin Galaxies needs a staff of detail-oriented people like Robert Murzak.
Anything that's unexplainable, out of the ordinary, we have to keep our eyes out for it. That's not to say we're infallible. When I have to watch that pile of 8 tapes over there for Dwayne Richards' 2-day Nibbler performance, that's 48 straight hours of paying attention to make sure that he's doing everything correctly. Package from the Metroid team in Brazil, some Atari 2600 records, gotta watch that. These things take time to verify, and I have to look at every single one of these. Like I showed you over here, this is just 200 videotapes. That's nothing. This is the real stuff that I have to do. I see world records in my room set just about every single day. Some people think a world's record is what's set at the Olympics or at the end of a baseball season. I see this every single day, and not just sometimes once. It's exciting.
Derek, you stop it.
Maybe. Yeah, that was close. That was actually good.
You stop it. Stop it. Derek, stop it. No. Derek? Derek, I'm gonna throw away your rush if you don't stop it. Derek!
Somebody has accomplished something that not only I can't do, that nobody else has ever been done before. And it's exciting to see that firsthand.
That's how you play Donkey Kong.
New world record.
Welcome back. Bill Gates isn't necessarily the most famous name in Redmond tonight.
Coming up, meet the man who's at the top of his game.
A Donkey Kong world record.
He was a big celebrity there for a bit in Seattle.
I was just doing it because that would be a neat achievement. I didn't think it would ever blow up to be a big story.
He goes, "You're the first lady of Donkey Kong." I'm like, oh my God.
Even though it was this silly video game thing, it's not many of us that have a buddy who's the best in the world at something.
That was a godsend to him in the last couple years to get him through. Like at Miami was like a safe haven for him. Yeah.
We're at Kamayakan Junior High, and they're in my 7th and 8th grade science classroom. It's my first year teaching, so it's been a challenge, but very enjoyable so far. Sand, soil, and the cornstarch. I went to the City University, which had a program, and 1 year you get a master's degree. So we roughed it out for a year, and here I am today, so it finally worked out.
It's fun, and he's not making it so it's like, this is science. This is boring. He talks to us about stuff that's not just like homework and schoolwork and school and stuff.
Okay, here's my history with Donkey Kong is I have the world record.
Okay, I didn't know it was a world record. It's for Donkey Kong, is it? Oh my gosh. There is like, it's, all the science teachers here are weird.
Steve deserves a lot of credit for that because he also broke the record on Donkey Kong Jr. So he took two of Billy's titles like right away from him. And I don't mean to sound, crude or anything, but he did. Officially he did.
That was the last world record that Bill ever had. That was the last one to go. He had 5 world records in 1985, and he had the Donkey Kong, and then Steve Wiebe took it away.
It's far more difficult when you're on top, anybody who's on top, to stay on top.
Billy's got a lot of things up his sleeve. He likes to keep quiet in situations like that.
So, you know, somebody may have taken him down now, but behind closed doors, Billy's got something planned. That's Billy Mitchell.
On my phone, it says never surrender.
If somebody beat his record, he'd have a plan to beat it back, I'm sure.
The worst thing that could happen would be to give somebody the credibility of a score that doesn't deserve it. But even far worse than that would be to deny somebody the credibility when they deserved it. If I'm not there, I don't know.
Get this. I came home one day and there was 2 people in my garage looking at my machine. They wanted to... They're spies.
It was a Saturday. It was in July or August. And my mom was here because I was getting ready to go to work. And these guys knocked on the door, and I don't think I knew they were going to be here at all. And they said that who they were, and they wanted to come in and look at the machine. And I knew I had to leave, and I said, I'm not comfortable in letting you do that. I have to go to work. My mom is here. Steve's going to be home shortly. You just need to wait. You just need to wait.
To find out at an ultra elite level whether or not a score is good, sometimes we have no choice but to call in the pros.
Brian Koo, the Donkey Kong player, went to Steve's place. Bill asked me to do, but I didn't have time to go do it, so Brian did it.
Went there with one of the most respected gamers of all time, Perry Rogers, to back him up.
Billy Mitchell and Twin Galaxies asked me to, because I lived in the area near him, to go and investigate him. So we went out to his house.
I mean, I'm the homeowner. It's my house. I'm the wife of the Donkey Kong guy. They should have respected my wishes and left my mom alone and not come in, but they didn't.
They took apart his Donkey Kong machine and started taking pictures of everything, you know, trying to look for an excuse to try to invalidate a score.
They saw this box that has Roy Schilt's return address on it. So they looked over and they said, Roy Schilt, why is Roy Schilt's name on there?
Roy Schilt is the type of gamer that would like nothing more than to see Twin Galaxies get an egg on its face.
I want you to remember that no punk bastard ever got a gnarly piece of poontang by being sensitive and considerate.
He calls himself Mr. Awesome. He drives the Awesomobile to fame and fortune, as he says on his website. He's jealous of Billy because Billy gets attention from beautiful women wherever he goes, and essentially he wants to be like Billy.
I mean, I've seen the world champion cherry pit spitter on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And if that guy should be on The Tonight Show, at least I can just be a celebrity for a day. I didn't even get that. I got no recognition at all. I didn't get to be on any television shows. It's like I was a ghost, and I just don't feel it's right. And I just want a little recognition, not necessarily to become a celebrity.
Hey, Billy. How you doing, man? How you doing? Billy, how are you? I'm perfect. Haven't you read?
Twin Galaxies does a lot to promote Billy, because it's very much to Twin Galaxies' advantage and very much to the whole gaming hobby's advantage for Billy to become a star.
When Walter Day published that book in 1997 with all those egregious errors in there, Bill Mitchell saw it, and he knew they were wrong. He knew they were mistakes, but he tried to pretend like they were real to try to take my Missile Command score down.
Roy and I met at California Extreme, and he knew that I had the capability of beating Billy on Donkey Kong.
Steve Wiebe is the one who had unlocked the secrets to Donkey Kong to figure out how to get 1,000,000 points.
He offered to buy me a board, a Donkey Kong board, because mine had broken and I didn't have the money. So, you know, it was a mutual beneficial relationship. He would buy me a board, I would have the opportunity to beat Billy's record, and at the same time I would take Billy down and seek Roy's revenge on Billy. And it seemed good at the time, you know. And unknowing to me, I didn't know the history between the bad blood with Roy and Billy. And
to attempt something like this for the sole purpose of taking down one of Bill's scores, it's like a slap in the face.
They would say that I somehow monkeyed with the board or something, but they wouldn't have any evidence. They looked at the board, they took the pictures of the board, and they couldn't find anything wrong with it.
The fact that the right gummy substance on the right chip out of all of these chips in the right spot, on the right board. I mean, I have to say, there's a conspiracy here.
Any board that's worked on could have a problem.
To find out that this gamer potentially has a fraudulent score has upset Billy's master plan for what he wanted to do.
I mean, when you come home and see two guys in your garage and you know why, and you've learned why they're there, and you got to start from a guy like Bill Mitchell, I mean, you know, who's done crazy thing after crazy thing after what's the next crazy thing, you know?
Billy Mitchell was one of the evaluators, which seemed a little strange that the guy whose records Steve is competing against is deciding whether or not Steve's records are valid.
Even if that board is a completely legitimate board, Roy's taint on it is too strong.
Roy Schultz a liar, Roy Schultz a cheater, Roy Schultz full of crap, Roy Schultz out to get me, and he's crazy, blah, 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 blah.
Well, he's threatened Bill Mitchell physically. In fact, he has threatened Bill Mitchell's life.
No, I did not. I did not. I did not. He threatened his own life to make it look like me, because for whatever, to gain leverage with other people. I don't know. He figured he knows that my Missile Command score is genuine.
No matter what I say, it draws controversy. It's sort of like the abortion issue. If you're for it, you're a son of a gun. If you're against it, you're a son of a gun. I'm not God. I don't have all the answers. So I have to be careful how I share my opinions.
So Roy just was trying to help me out, and I accepted his offer. I just, you know, it's just too bad that association with him, I never thought that would hurt me.
We couldn't accept a pretender board set, so to speak. So we couldn't accept the score.
I would encourage Steve just to leave that board behind, leave Roy behind, and only play on other Donkey Kong machines, like the one at Fun Spot, for example.
To me, most importantly, is you travel to a sanctioned location like Fun Spot. That makes it official. If tomorrow Tiger Woods goes and he golfs a 59, big deal. If he does that at Augusta, that's where it counts.
He's never really asserted himself in a way that I think he should.
It's been just disappointed so many times where you just kind of like throw your hands up and go, well, let's move on to the next thing.
Everything would have fell right into place, but he forgot about one thing. About me convincing Steve Wiebe not to be a chump, talking him out of chumpatizing himself.
I didn't think twice about sending him to back east. It was like, absolutely, go kick some ass.
Hi, my name's Justine Barker, and I am Miss Winnipesaukee. I would like to welcome you to the 7th Annual American Classic Arcade Museum Tournament at Fun Spot.
Fun Spot has become the best recognized place worldwide for those who want to set a world record on a classic game.
Fun Spot is the mecca of classic arcade games. That place is awesome.
Fun Spot's the premier place where the media comes and meets with the superstars.
That's why you don't see maybe a lot of DDG, which is gorgeous if you don't know, girls who are playing the games.
The world's best players of classic games are coming here to do what they do best, play well.
Very recently, just a few months back, I turned 30 and I retired. And I moved here to New Hampshire, and I live right close to Fun Spot. I play games at Fun Spot every day now. I'm going to have 10 pieces of well-done bacon. I'm going to have 4 hard-boiled eggs. I'm going to have 3 pancakes, and hopefully play some great games.
Here I'm in my garage. We're gonna give Billy Mitchell a call, see if he's up to a challenge at Fun Spot. Let's go ahead and dial him up.
Hi, you reached Bill Mitchell. I'm sorry I'm unable to take your call. Please leave your name and phone number. I'll call you back as soon as possible. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording,
I've got
please
a
hang up
phone
or
message
press
here.
1 for more options.
Hey Billy, this is Steve Wiebe. Just calling to see how you're doing. Hope everything's okay with you. Just seeing what your plans are for Fun Spot. Walter Day invited me out there, and I was just wondering if it'd be cool if we could maybe have a kind of friendly competition thing.
I help a lot of people who want to go to contests. When I look at different people who are my favorites, who I'd want to help, she's at the top of the list.
Surprise!
And at the ripe age of 80, she's going to go to Fun Spot, and she's going to set a world record on Cubert.
Okay.
That's the challenge.
All right.
Is it agreed?
Yeah.
All right.
We have a Donkey Kong machine here that FunSpot purchased in its year of issue, and it might even be a little bit tougher to play here. People complain about getting too many wild barrels, and although it's totally a random element, if you're going to set a score, you come to FunSpot, set it on their Donkey Kong that everybody knows about.
They won't give me my record, so they've urged me to come out and do it live, and I think it's cooler to do it live too, so.
I'm pretty amped up about Donkey Kong because I am a serious contender on Donkey Kong. I've been trying to actually beat the score that Billy Mitchell got back in 1982.
Nicole, she was stressing about being home this weekend with the kids without me. She's probably getting sick of the Donkey Kong thing. It doesn't seem to die.
This is a big weekend, and I'm really hoping that this fella shows up because, you know, he'd like to tell you that he's the Donkey Kong champion. And the fact of the matter is, all of us have not seen him play Donkey Kong.
No one really noticed me at first. I was kind of looking to see who I'd pay the money to get in the tournament. Signed in. I recognized Robert Muirzak.
Zach is about 30 seconds away from dying.
So I just pretty much walked over to the Donkey Kong machine.
Okay, we might have a good story. It looks like the mysterious player from the West Coast, Steve Wiebe, is here and playing Donkey Kong. So maybe I'm going to stop watching the tournament and we'll go over see him.
Hey, Walter.
You did it, man. Good to see you. I'm really glad you came.
Yeah. It's a long plane ride.
I don't want to divide your attention too much. Is Roy coming?
No, I don't believe so. He didn't say anything to me in the season.
When did you last talk to him?
Probably a week or a few days ago.
Steve apparently, as I understand, is here right now to prove to everyone that he's got what it takes. But with Donkey Kong, it's, you know, it's a little random. You could get bad luck with the barrels. You can get bad luck with the fireballs, with the conveyor belts, with the elevators, because that's a tough machine. These people think that the machine is possessed. Really, even Bill thinks it's possessed. But if Steve can pull off 850,000 or higher on the machine, that's a good score.
Well, Billy Mitchell's a champion. I guess that makes me the prodigy. So we've got the prodigy against the newcomer. You can really make a comparison between an athletic event and this, because this is 4 days of, really of alertness and paying attention, and not as hard as doing a decathlon or a triathlon, but still very, very hard.
That's Fun Spot. Hello. Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Steve Wiebe walked in, so I've been over at the Donkey Kong the whole time.
What do you think?
I'm going to be, playing over Steve Wiebe's shoulder.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Brian Koo came over and was one of the guys that came to my house that fateful afternoon to check out my machine.
We're about to pass 520,000 on one man. So we really have a memorable game here at the Fun Spot tournament. And maybe I'll skip dinner and squeeze in a game, and we'll come back with a score on there.
Thank you. All right in, Brian?
Yep.
That ape is very, very cunning, and he will do what he needs to stop him.
I couldn't get up fast enough, and it got me on the left. Yeah. I scored 229,000 points. A pretty weak game, considering I played a few already. A little bit half than what Steve scored. And Steve's up again.
All right, I brought you to Cubert. You dedicated time to it. You said you'd give up some of your other vices in order to practice. We're not going to lose. We're not going to be disappointed. We're going there to win. But I have one project, one thing far more important. What I need you to deliver is this.
What is this?
This is a score that they've wanted to see for a long time, and I've held it for all too long. You give it to Robert or you give it to Walter. You can lose your luggage. Don't lose the tape. Okay? I'm doing it just for the fun of it. When I do an actual score, I'll do it in person.
He's a very devious person. He works things out to his end very well.
We're really seeing a great game here. Steve almost lost a man right there at the end of that board. He got a lucky break. The randomness went the opposite way that it usually goes, and Steve is still going here.
Steve Wiebe is on his second man. He's at 696,000.
Who is this? What? This is Steve Wiebe. I won't bother you anymore.
No problem, yeah. Yeah, nice to meet you.
He could beat it if he'd have to have a really good game. I don't think he knows the tricks that Billy knows, but I hear he's very good on the escalator stage.
Okay, well right now, Steve Wiebe has 870,000 points on an active game of Donkey Kong. If he clears a few more boards, he's going to have a shot at getting to the kill screen. As far as I know, no one's ever achieved a kill screen on the Donkey Kong machine at FunSpot.
Numerous classic games that all have something in common. They have an end to the gameplay.
There's not quite enough memory for the final board.
And it's called a kill screen because basically there's no way to finish the level. That some sort of random data or code inside the program ends up getting used for what you see on the screen. Donkey Kong is really strange in that it actually lets you play the kill screen level for maybe 5 seconds or so. Everything looks normal, and then suddenly Mario just up and dies on you.
The people who could get, besides myself, that have been seen getting to the end of Donkey Kong. Gee, now that I think about it, I don't think anybody has.
If anybody wants to see, there's a Donkey Kong kill screen coming up. There's a Donkey Kong kill screen coming up if anybody wants to watch. You gotta be able to perform in the show with someone who's a contender, staring straight at you, staring at the game, possibly even playing mind games with you. I mean, it's part of being a champion. You have to overcome it. There's a potential Donkey Kong kill screen if you want to watch.
I can tell he's not on my side. He's a disciple of Billy.
This is, he's going to have to play it perfectly. He's at the hardest part of Donkey Kong, and, it's not going to get any easier. So we may have an exciting moment here, or the pressure may get to him. One of those random elements might happen. Sounds like he just cleared another board, but we could have a wild barrel or some aggressive fireballs. I thought I was going to be the first FunSpot kill screen, and then I had 3 fireballs trap me. I had the hammer in my hand. They still got me. So anything can happen in Donkey Kong. So for someone else to beat me to the kill screen would be a letdown. But let's see what happens. Maybe he'll crack under the pressure, and maybe I'll get my chance to do it first. There's a Donkey Kong kill screen might be coming up if anybody wants to see it. Hey Todd, if you're interested, there might be a Donkey Kong kill screen in a couple minutes.
I think the energy kind of picked me up. I was feeling kind of like a zombie in the middle of the game. But towards the end, I got, a little bit of a natural rush going from the crowd and the excitement. So that kind of boosted me and put me over the top to complete the game.
The kill screen kicked in.
This is the highest Donkey Kong score done in public.
Walter Day stated that this was the highest score ever done, and this is the first kill screen achieved on FunSpot's machine. Steve Wiebe has become the third person to reach Donkey Kong's kill screen.
This is completely hard verification, you know what I mean? There's nothing stronger than having it be done in front of a crowd. The process stands for itself. He did it in front of all of us, but this solves any kind of doubt that there could ever been.
Now you'll get all the accolades you deserve, and that's just the way it is. But you're showing you redeemed yourself in that way, coming out and playing. So it's good.
And I guess there was kind of like an impromptu press conference after the score happened. There were cameras on the game, there were cameras on Steve Wiebe, there were cameras on the crowd looking at Steve Wiebe. I didn't get an exact count of the people. There were a lot of other witnesses in the crowd and people watching it. So, we have a verified score on a legitimate Donkey Kong machine for Steve Wiebe now.
We just got off the internet where I logged on the front page of the Twin Galaxies website the news story that Steve Wiebe just scored 985,600 points, which essentially is the officially recognized first place score on the website. So he's been announced as the world champion. We'll see what happens now with Steve putting the pressure back on Billy Mitchell.
Thank you. I think it hit him pretty hard. Thank you for volunteering your phone. This was an important call to make.
No, I understand that. Yeah, I can imagine he probably wasn't real thrilled.
Yeah, he said now his playing out the tape that he submitted is more important than ever. I guess don't share that with anybody.
No,
well,
obviously.
We've got everybody on the invitation-only list, and Walter's here. We're just kind of telling jokes and having fun.
Who's there, like Todd and Dwayne?
Yeah.
What I mean is probably a good idea, like if I say hi to Todd.
Actually, would you believe he's in the middle of a Ladybug game? I don't think we'd want to interrupt. We have a Ladybug cabaret in the cabin, and Todd's got a score going.
Okay, we're going to get Walter on the phone.
A couple hours ago, we were all up at FunSpot, and Brian Koo said that Billy had a delivery for us here at the cabin. Brian Koo, he's kind of like really good friends with Billy. He talks to him all the time. He said everybody's going to want to see what's on the tape.
Brian Koo is there. He knows everything to do with the tape. He knows to guard the tape with his life. I explained to him he could lose his life, but don't lose the tape.
Who wants to hear the announcement? So even in Florida, the long arm of Billy Mitchell has reached in here to FunSpot 7 to cause more interesting developments. Now, we're going to start on this TV screen the videotape, and essentially, if Steve Wiebe or Brian Koo or anybody else can also beat the score on that tape by about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, he'll give them $10,000, okay? And we know Billy Mitchell can pay these promises too, okay?
So he has it, while I'm trying to get 1 million live, he has it set out so people at FunSpot can gather around and look at his tape.
Okay, here we are. We got cameras on the screen, cameras on the crowd. No one's going to miss this moment. 998.2. Here we go. We have every eye in the crowd focused right on your screen. Everybody's looking, every camera's on here. We're not going to miss this for anything. I don't think there's any distraction that can pull everyone away right now. Oh, and look at that. And with the bonus, we have the first 1 million-point game of Donkey Kong. And the score reads 0, 6 zeros all the way across.
Not even Helen of Troy had that much attention.
Billy kind of steal the show when he's not even there. It's kind of the way they, were kind of diffusing what I was going for, and hyping up Billy's, videotape.
1,047,200 points is the highest score any I've ever seen.
I don't know, I suppose Walter's got to get in that office to that computer now, doesn't he? Okay, go ahead and hand Walter the phone real quick.
Hi, Billy. Pretty good. It's all been wonderful. Billy's probably the closest person to being a Jedi of any of the players, and he refers to it with humor as Obi-Wan Kenobiing people.
Can I see some of Billy's tape?
What?
Did Billy mind if I saw it?
No, I can't show you the tape.
Oh,
It was a
he didn't
one,
want me to.
a one playing on
By Steve Wiebe not having the opportunity to view anything that Bill Mitchell does, I mean, Bill Mitchell plays at a great advantage.
When Billy Mitchell is watching Steve's world record winning tapes, he's in a position to study Steve's technique.
When the man says, "I want to see your papers," and Obi-Wan Kenobi goes, "You don't need to see your papers." And suddenly the guy says, "You can go. I don't need to see your papers." Okay, so let me ask you this, because I want to make sure that I'm understanding what you're getting at. Are you officially submitting the score?
You saw the tape, which is no doubt a copy, because I'm sure he didn't send the master. He's going to send a copy or the master to Rob Murchek, who is the chief referee of Twin Galaxies.
I try to promote Twin Galaxies as integrity above all. I will do that with my dying breath. And if a gamer knowingly cheats or tries to pull one past us, we will make sure that the score is not recognized.
Robert was noting the tape jumped from score to score. How did that happen?
Did the gamer pause at any time? Illegal glitches or glitch abuse.
Okay, so that's a copy, obviously. That's why it's so kind of blurry sometimes on the left side. Okay, well, you kept impressing on us that you weren't submitting it.
Did they cheat? Did they pause the game after the load up for the purpose of using a flying erase head to then reload the game at different settings? I gotta look for things like that.
This tape may be done in a week and a half, to answer your question.
So I think it's an acceptable score. Let me go see if I can put that on the website, okay?
All these wonderful games are fixed, and Walter is entering this into the internet as we speak.
Well, Billy Mitchell's being upgraded. We're officially submitting his score.
1,047,000. And how much, Billy?
Was it 200 or 300?
200.
That's what I thought.
Fraction of a second. Right on the barrels, yeah.
It's kind of ironic that he was a guy that pushed for live scores all the time. And now here I am at Fun Spot, busting my ass to get a live score, and he just submits tape scores now and then gets the record.
World Record Headquarters, can I help you?
If this score, this Donkey Kong defines Billy Mitchell, then why could he not find time in his life to go to Fun Spot? Steve did. Steve has a job, Steve has a family, Steve has kids, he went. Why can't Billy?
I think he feels that pressure to meet people's expectations of him, and he puts a lot of pressure on himself, and if he doesn't succeed, I think he feels like he's failed them, and he feels that deeply, I think.
If I were to break 1 million, he wanted to maybe show that, you know, I've already done it, because no one knows that I've done it too. I haven't really thought too much about, you know, the controversy. I've kind of let it go since I went to Fun Spot, did my best, got my score up. I've been killing myself with school, 12 to 14 hours, prepping 3 classes and grading. Every day after school, I'm just there till 8.
A lot of my songs are like big rock songs with lots of guitars in them, lots of layers of vocals. Here's one called 3 Lies. I'm going to sing this to you guys in the midst of this cold summer day. This is who I really am. I'm some guy out there who's supposed to be an artist who's up there just getting wild and crazy.
Oh, didn't I tell you, never not to lie?
Because I'm being Mr. Scorekeeper, and I've been doing it for 25 years, so there's all these automaton things that get turned on. Okay, yes, and the reason for this is that, the reason for that is this, you know, and then I'm ready to let it go.
Lies are more than plenty, but 3 lies I'll probably be saying goodbye, love.
No matter how many people get involved in it, it's still my child, because it came right out of my psyche, you know. But still, the others are more attached to it, and they believe they need it more. Part of the reason I'm still here doing it is for them to help them have the benefit of this, or the happiness of this, so that they can go on and continue to benefit people. Because it's in such a place that I don't have to do Twin Galaxies, but I really would like to see it have closure that's positive. Oh boy, I got cold fingers. It's cold.
I often have people ask me what my handle is, what my 3 initials are. I mean, come on. I tell people, look at me. What do you think my 3 initials were? If you don't know, you're not looking hard enough.
TIE?
No. Which one was I wearing yesterday?
The American.
USA?
USA. So I had Latin friends and I had Canadian friends, and I always had to keep the Americans on top.
Hi, this is a message for Walter. This is Craig Glendy calling from Guinness World Records.
Guinness from England called. They want me to call them back immediately.
Hello, Craig speaking.
Craig, this is Walter Day with Twin Galaxies. How are you? They're announcing to the world that they trust everything we do and that they rely on everything we do as being true and honest, and so that's why they're going with us as the official scorekeepers and providers of electronic gaming content for their upcoming books.
It's become very complicated. So to have someone like Walter and his team who just know everything there is to know about computer games was for us a godsend.
Since older people also read your book, a certain number of people would care what the world record is on Donkey Kong. We look forward to being a part of Guinness.
Yeah, listen, we're going to be here, working with Twin Galaxies.
You just recorded a big piece of Twin Galaxies history, you know? You saw what I said. They're announcing to the world we're the official scorekeepers, and people have to be verified by us. Wait until you see the poster upstairs I just did to turn the process of submitting to Guinness into a contest.
When you want to put a score up and you want to have a title of world champion, you're competing against everybody in the world. You want a title for your own living room? Man, I'll send you that title. Your own arcade? Man, I'll sign it and I'll make up a paper and I'll send you a plaque. You want your name in the Guinness Book of World Records and in the Twin Galaxies International Scoreboard? You have to earn it. I have to earn it. There's a lot of scores I've gotten, and when the time comes and the pressure's that hard, I'll have to do it in a public forum, as I always have.
What if I told you that the Guinness Book of World Records has asked Twin Galaxies to provide 6 to 10 classic scores for them for the 2007 edition?
Is that truthful?
The deadline's April 20th.
Is that true? Then we better get practicing. The only thing to do is to go somewhere and break 1,047 live. And that would be the only way to do it, for sure. You know, there would be no getting screwed over. I've been kicked around like the dog for so long. I don't trust referees.
This is the contest that gets them into the Guinness Book of World Records. So they would have that inspiration.
But as far as my skills, I feel I'm on the top of my game.
And I'd love to see Bill defend his title against Steve Wiebe head-to-head. That'd be great. It's all about head-to-head competition.
It's kind of one of my tougher students. He goes, yeah, when are you going to go kick that guy's ass? And I go, watch your language. I go, I'm going to do it here soon.
And if someone is going to break a classic arcade game record, they're going to have to come prepared.
Maybe that's what I need, so I can be at my best, have him there. so we could compete head to head. He's been always an advocate of live scores, but now he's all of a sudden Mr. Videotape.
It just, I mean, I know to win is like so important, but to blatantly do things that are against the rules and know in your heart that you didn't do it correctly and get credit for it, we know what kind of, is there any satisfaction in that? I don't see any.
In Billy Mitchell's, you know, interesting world, Roy Schultz is his nemesis.
Yeah,
he, you know, has restraining orders against him and thinks that by association, you know, Steve is his disciple.
I just need one favor from you. I know it's of all you've done for me. I just need, give me a shot at it without you, you know, kind of being my backbone. I need to kind of attack it by myself.
It says, good luck, Steve, in Donkey Kong.
Knock him dead.
I will.
You will.
Work is for people who can't play video games. Billy Mitchell.
That's right.
Out of the entire global classic gaming hobby, there's one significant rivalry that's equivalent to the big rivalries in history. Yankees, Red Sox, Maris Mantle, Heckle and Jekyll, all the big rivalries in history. You know, this is up there on that level. So Billy Mitchell and Steve Wiebe are going for the top spot in the forthcoming Book of World Records on Donkey Kong.
Hello, Billy. This is Steve Wiebe. I really think we need to settle this thing. May the best man win. So we'll be seeing you next week. He knows I'm going to be there. It's just a skip away, hop, skip, and a jump from his house, so there's really no excuse for him not to be there.
Never leave home without it. How to win at Donkey Kong.
It's in Derek's bed. I never knew the Guinness World Record book was so I never knew it was so important.
The Guinness, a lot of people read that book.
Some people sort of ruin their lives to be in there.
This is actually technically a weightlifting glove because I discovered in the 80s that you could buy a weightlifting glove which was fingerless, and I used it to play Marble Madness. See the double padding? Occasionally I use this to avoid calluses from certain joystick games. You can do Marble Madness at trackball all day long.
Guy, I got a celebrity in the car here. Can I cut in front of you? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Did you get dropped off?
I got dropped off.
Was Billy driving?
Billy was driving.
Well, anyway, welcome to the Dodge City of video games.
Thank you, Walter. Happy to be here.
I'll get you some out of there.
What do you need?
In order, 693, 500, 733, 500, and then 780,000.
Okay. Yeah.
This must be your wife then, is that right?
Nicole.
I'm Steve Sanders.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Nicole, pleased to meet you. And this is little Derek, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I hope Billy can show up. The faster, yeah.
Derek.
I would love to see the TV guys go head to head.
I'm afraid if he can't do it, he's going to beat himself up about it. I don't know if that's the forum in which he will be successful. I mean, I know he can be successful. I'm just afraid, what if it doesn't happen?
Bye, Derek.
Derek, get Daddy love.
What are you guys gonna do?
just gonna go home. Go swimming.
I'm gonna go swimming. That sounds fun.
Let's go. Hi, thank you.
Yeah, the longer I wait, the more pressing. I get more nervous. So if you do it the first night, that'd be great.
Steve Wiebe is a trooper. Steve Wiebe has come to 3 events to prove himself in the fire of in-person competition and under the stress of having all eyes on him.
Did you learn to play by yourself?
Yeah.
I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed because even Bill and I
Had to
help each
collaborate.
other.
Yeah.
Was it Weeb or Weeby?
Weeby. That's all right.
Sorry.
Look, most Twin Galaxies call me Weeb, so.
Okay.
And that's a common mistake. Either that or Wibe. But at least you got the correct
Steve
pronunciation.
Wiebe is who I wanted to be when I grew up playing Donkey Kong. He's quite the player.
Everybody knows that the dice are loaded. Everybody rolls with their fingers crossed. Everybody knows the war is over. Everybody knows the good guys lost. Everybody knows the fight was fixed. The poor stay poor, the rich get rich. That's how it goes. Everybody knows.
Talk to Billy?
I talk to Billy every day. I had lunch with him today. And,
You know, is there any percent he'll come in?
I don't think so.
He's too busy.
Well, he's
not prepped.
Not prepped is the thing.
But he knew it was coming. He could have prepped.
Well, maybe they'd like it if I lose. I gotta try losing sometime.
Oh, I can break 1,000,000. I've done it. I've been on pace. The 2 games I got to 850. I thought I was gonna do it, and I just got in a bind.
Is leaking. Everybody knows the captain lied. Everybody got this broken feeling, like their father or their dog just died.
Does this have my name on the back or something?
What does it say?
It says you have a yearning for perfection.
Because he's in his own business, it's very flexible for him. He can go over to the school for events. He was at an Easter egg hunt the other day.
Because he'll come in the office someday and they'll say, geez, where's Billy today? Billy's not here.
I told him last night that he had to come, that there was no reason for him not to be here. He says, I have 15 reasons why I can't come. I said, they're all BS. This is at 1:30 in the morning. I said, they're all BS because I have 15 reasons why you have to be here tomorrow.
He had a chance to play him in Fun Spot this year. He had a chance to play him in Pompano Beach. He had a chance to play him at California Extreme. That's 3 of them I can think of right there.
Why wouldn't he play against Steve?
Because he's afraid he's going to lose.
I traveled 3,000 miles to give myself a chance to get the world record and be in Guinness. I hope he can at least come 10 miles and put his game on the line. So you make the call.
Where are you? All right, well, we're all here. We're all seated and getting ready to order, so. Okay, let me get down the list here. We got Todd Rogers and his girl. We got Sean, Sam, Jason, and okay, I have an announcement that unexpectedly and apparently, I don't know how it happened, but just this moment, Mark Harbinger and Steve Wiebe just walked in the door. They did not come with us. They just now came in by themselves.
That's fair, isn't it?
Bill's gonna be in the back.
I'm real sorry he didn't come.
Bill?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Mark and Steve showed up unexpectedly and uninvitedly, but hard to keep them away. And Bill just doesn't want anything to do with him.
Yeah.
All right, see you.
He's got a plan, so when he comes out, because Billy is Billy, you know, and he's going to come out with a bang.
Well, Billy Mitchell always has a plan.
He likes to keep secrets. He likes surprising people. He likes people seeing him do the unexpected and say, "Oh boy, I didn't realize you were going to do something like that, Bill." That's how he is.
It's annoying when somebody's ahead of you. You know, when you're not the lead dog, the view doesn't change. And I always wanted the view, so.
He's got the Roy Schild excuse. He's got, you know, he's not going to show up.
I've heard a lot of talk of Billy Mitchell, and I've heard a lot of talk of strange videos and things, but I haven't heard much in the way of him getting in front of a camera crew or people and winning a record in front of people. I haven't heard about that yet. Maybe he did that 25 years ago, but I haven't heard him doing it lately, and it makes you wonder why not.
Billy.
There's certain people I don't want to spend too much time with. Video games are meant to be played in a competitive environment, under pressure, organized, where you have to perform literally on demand.
Have you ever seen your husband compete head-to-head in video games?
Never. Never.
And when you do that, you have far more credibility than someone who says, "Oh, I did that last week." No matter how good you play tennis, no matter how good you play golf, if you don't play when you have to play, if you don't play when the pressure's on, you're really not good enough.
Everybody knows the deal is rotten. Old Black Joe still picking cotton for your ribbons and bows.
I can handle losing if he would at least compete against me. I'm not afraid to lose. I'm just some no-name guy from Washington. Billy's trying to live up to this image of being the greatest ever, and so he's afraid that if he loses, that's going to tarnish him.
Yeah, that was a game before this.
Just a shining artifact of the past. Everybody knows the scene is dead, but there's gonna be
It's been 3 days now. The fatigue's starting to set in, just mentally, just, you know, starting over. It takes a toll on you.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes.
Steve Wiebe, I think, is a very straight shooter.
This is the last day.
I think that he gets influenced sometimes by people, and that's probably one of his lessons, to be stronger in himself. You know what I mean? We all have lessons. So you're doing a kind of...
Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna break.
So this will be your last start.
Last start?
Near the end, but
Okay.
officially stop everybody.
Okay. Here it is. This is the last shot. I'm done. It's so heartbreaking. I guess it's not even about Donkey Kong anymore.
What's it about?
I don't know, it's become just a game and trying to get a score recognized and trying to beat this empire that I'm trying to break through and get a fair chance.
He is not cunning and manipulative and mean. He is a decent person at heart. In the end, that's all that matters.
In a funny sort of way, it's like being the king and having the advisors speak their opinions, but then trying to choose the right answer and the right path of action based on the advice. I think that Steve Wiebe has to be viewed on his own merit and not on anything alleged which may have happened. Steve Wiebe feels fine to me, doesn't he to you? Steve Wiebe, could you come up here?
Hey, Walter, say that again. It's Steve Wiebe.
Is it Steve Wiebe?
Yeah, Wiebe. That's okay.
For some reason, I keep thinking it's Wiebe, sorry. The thing about Steve is special. Steve has gone through a long history that don't need to burden you with, but I just wanted to tell you that I want to congratulate you and shake your hand again, that as far as I'm concerned, you are a top player worthy of the highest regard from Twin Galaxies, and we're very honored to receive your videotapes at any time you want to record them and send us to us, because we think your skill set is on the highest level, and you're a member of the family, and you're great.
Thank you
and
very much.
So you're okay. You're great. You're a great performer.
I can only speak for myself, but I talked with Steve, I talked to his wife, I talked to his kids, I met with him, talked to him in detail, and speaking for myself, I have no question about his integrity, his ability, or anything else. I mean, he's proven himself not just as a Donkey Kong player, but really as a person of somebody who really desires to do the right thing.
You agree with, I mean, I'm not familiar enough with the situation.
I feel I won because I tried, and I hope people will remember, you know, this empty name tag here. After I returned back from the trip, Walter emailed me and had these words. Steve, your Donkey Kong accomplishment was fantastic. After soul-searching, we at Twin Galaxies wish to apologize to you for such inconsiderate treatment. We look forward to your future exploits and are excited about the amazing high-score breakthroughs you will be bringing to the Donkey Kong community. Blessings and friendship, Walter Day. So that's his, the way he wanted to bring peace to this situation.
He was searching, you know, he wanted something, and I wanted that for him.